For the next character to play as, I will choose Christie, one of the new characters. Some of the characters do have unlockable costumes in the game. Most don't. There's a very small number of characters who have unlockables. I don't have the thing. I think I mentioned this, that in Dead or Alive Ultimate, if you unlocked all the costumes, you got this little file saved onto your hard drive that would unlock extra costumes, or it's supposed to. I was never able to get it to work because it was like this bonus disc thing for DOA 3 with extra costumes. So I'm not sure what exactly Ryu's goal in this game story was. He's just kind of there. Christie works for Doatech, particularly for Victor Donovan, the man who had I think. Yeah, so she basically works for Donovan. I'm not sure if that's actually revealed straight away, but she's also been assigned to I'm not really sure, but basically it's like watch over Helena. Okay, that was pretty rough. She didn't fall through anything. She just falls straight to the floor and dies. Yeah, Christie is English because basically the Japanese don't like us. Oh, this scene was actually moved to, I think, like the DOA 1 plot in Dimensions. I guess to explain why Bayman wasn't in 2. Yeah, but Bayman's basically he wasn't in 2 because he's gone underground after because he killed Fame Douglas, and Donovan tried to have him killed, presumably by Christie, and so he just kind of went underground after that. And so he just goes underground. It's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here, and then he comes back for DOA 3. I'm pretty sure they put that scene in DOA 3. I'm thinking of a either they moved that scene in Dimensions, or it was another scene from 4 that they moved. Yeah, but basically Christie is Bayman's main rival now, and not Leon, because Leon doesn't do anything really. He's not in the story in 4 at all, and he's not in 5, even as an unlockable character. They really, I feel like they don't like Leon, honestly. You are weak and unskilled. Yeah. Now, in a way, Christie in some ways comes off as like the as a real fan service character. Now, I know you might be listening to hearing that and thinking, what am I on about? Because this series is all about fan service anyway. But she's like that. She's like the dark action girl character, the one who gets a lot of really revealing outfits. I mean, what she wears in the DOA 4 ending is proof of that. Christie. I'm actually an assassin. Oh, sorry, an assassin. And that's the entire scene. I'm sent to get rid of you. Let's fight. Needless to say, she doesn't succeed. I mean, the only characters who are allowed to die in these games, I think, are the final bosses. Stop that, you fool! DOA is actually really good about trying to keep every character in the games, like even if they're not part of the story, like Bayman in 2, Leon in 4. Like, even if the character's not part of the story, they try and keep them in the game, at least for the player to use. Like, even if they introduce a new character as a replacement, they'll still try and keep them in. What bang! Love when characters get flipped through the air like that. I felt that line would make a lot more sense if Christie was actually the one who killed her father. Which, you know, she wasn't. It was Bayman. He shot him with a sniper rifle from like 500 yards away. Like, you actually see that in Dimensions. Of course, it's one of those... Like Bayonetta, when some of the scenes aren't actually animated. They just pose the character models. Like in Gmod. It's one of those. Yeah, Dimensions weren't that great. It was alright. But it completely ruined survival mode. Because survival mode used to be, oh, you just fight until... Because the idea of survival mode, you know, fight until you lose. That game didn't do that. See what I mean about her being the fan service character? And this isn't the first time you get a scene with the naked Christie. It happens again. But again, like, the endings in this game really are like the kind of thing you'd expect to see in Tekken 2, for the most part. Like, you can totally see something like this being in Tekken 2, obviously. Much better animated this is than those. I don't know what the deal is with this, I don't know, Panther, I guess. Because it's never seen again. Mission number 7. So this might be... So again, this is a case of it could be set before or after 3. Might even have nothing to do with 3's story. It's also possible it leads directly into a DOA 4 ending. Because in a DOA 4 ending, she's on a job. So who knows? So let's see what characters to go with next. Might as well go with Helena. I'll go with this one. She has this outfit as a default in 4 as well, but without the sleeves. Well, without the white part she's wearing underneath the rest of the outfit. She's sleeveless. Also, you might be... Actually, I think she just goes without the white bit underneath. But I'm thinking, who's this Brad Wong guy? He's shown up quite a few times. Well, Brad Wong is within the Dead or Alive series, the bane of my fucking existence. Well, that's not entirely true. There is another character who's worse, but Bayman's still... Brad Wong is still an annoying bastard. Because he's one of those characters that's really unpredictable. And also really hard to use. Because he's one of those characters with a stance system. Where he goes into tons of different fighting stances which give him different moves. And he's just not fun to play as or against. In fact, like, DOA 5, easily the hardest part of 5 was fighting him during the story. And he has like one of the worst... He actually has one of the worst stories in the entire series, honestly, for this game. And keep in mind, this is not just a case of they have a character returning and they don't know what to do with them. This was this is actually his first story. But we'll get to that. Helena, she's basically just being held against her will and forced to take part in the tournaments by Donovan. Pretty much. Then Christie comes up. Alright. Hello, Helena. Continue to win. The truth you seek. So Helena's just like, I don't care about Doatek. But I think she just wants to find out who killed her dad. It seems really weird because of the fact that her dad hosted the first tournament. I mean, I guess it's actually close to her mother, and that's why she's out for revenge, trying to find out who killed her mum in her first appearances. But it's just weird. Although I think they retconned it in Dimensions that she actually takes over the company during DOA 2. Because the company basically has no head. Like, there's no one in charge of the company during DOA 2 or 3. Because Donovan certainly don't take over. It's his goal to take over, it seems, but he's never actually succeeded. Ooh, that must hurt. Let's get some good kicks in, like this one. Oh yeah, that move. It's kind of silly, but when it works, it works. I fight for freedom. Whose freedom? Get out of my way, love. I'm amazed actually how many of these like just normal, really recognisable moves of Helena's that I didn't use in DOA 2. Don't hurt me. That's not allowed. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to hurt me. High counter throw. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see she did a counter and I did a grab. It goes back to that like triangle system I mentioned, like a rock paper scissors thing. So I think if you take advantage of it, you actually get high damage output. So I think you actually do more damage if you throw someone who's countering, or if you punch someone who's throwing. You definitely do more damage if you hit them in the back. Yeah, you do, because I recall it being a thing where it's like you take more damage if you basically if you counter it wrong, you're basically screwed. That's the thing. There was a point where I used to. There's actually a time when I was quite good at the counter system in 4, but then it just wasn't that good after that. Because I tended to just kind of counter way too often, and now I don't counter enough. Take this, you oh, damn it, no. Come on. Yeah, so I feel like for the future of DOA, they really should start moving some of the character stories forward. Particularly characters who just do the same thing over and over, like Lei Fang or Jan Li. You are not good enough. That's a Tekken reference. It's something that Lei Wulong said back when he was voiced by a Japanese person and spoke English. Yeah, Tekken 4 was weird. I think they kept those files into Tekken 5. Maybe I'll do something with the Tekken series in the future. But without an actual story mode, it'd be a bit boring to just do arcade mode over and over again. So I'll probably just play through a couple of them, like Tekken 5. Well, there's a lot of characters in 5. Could probably do 6. Well, the story mode 6 is garbage. I don't know. I might do something with Tekken. I don't know. So honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure if I'll even continue with Let's Plays or videos in general. Because no one fucking watches them. So I think Helena has. I don't know what's Helena's CG in this scene. It looks really weird. Her face and hers look awkward. And she looks like a Barbie doll. But the dog, I think, gave her a dog to contrast her with Christie, who has a big cat. I'm not really sure what the point of... Oh, well, fan service. You know, like, most scenes you can look at most editors and say, I don't really know what the point of this scene is, and then it's like, oh wait, fan service. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm still waiting for DOA 4 to arrive, because I don't have DOA 4 anymore, but I've ordered it. I'm waiting for that to arrive. It should have arrived a bit before any of these DOA 3 parts go up. Maybe even before any of the DOA 2 stuff, I don't know. Yeah, my estimate is that if I start uploading around like the 15th or so, the last video should, in theory, go up on the day Dead or Alive comes out in Europe, because no one cares about the American release dates, because America smells.